morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble killers. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
Hello, I'm Bob.
It's good to see you, Bob.
Always good to see me, I know.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
This week, I'd like to talk a little bit about triggered. Triggered is one of those words that has quietly shifted from a technical term into everyday language.
I might get triggered, hold on.
Originally, it comes from psychology, especially trauma studies, where a trigger refers to a stimulus that sets off a strong emotional or physiological reaction, often linked to past experiences.
Oh, yeah, righto.
So over time, the word has been picked up by internet culture and is now used casually to describe anything from mild annoyance to intense emotional distress.
Hey, did you know by replacing your potato chips with grapefruit as a snack, you can lose up to 90% of what little joy you still have in your life? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that evolution says a lot about how our collective understanding of emotions has changed.
Yeah, it's all changed.
When triggered entered mainstream thinking, the concept itself has long existed in psychology, particularly in discussions around trauma and conditioned responses.
I've been living my entire life and I never seen baby pigeons. Being triggered here.
Shush, Bob.
Yeah, right, okay.
So it really entered the public psyche in the 2010s. Social media platforms played a major role. People began openly discussing mental health, sharing personal experiences, and using terms like trigger warnings.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, these warnings were meant to prepare individuals for potentially distressing content, acknowledging that words, images, or topics can evoke deep emotional reactions.
I have reached a stage in my life where feeling good is highly contingent on,
What, Bob?
oh, just things go my way, just no problems at all.
Good idea. So at the same time, internet culture started to dilute the term triggered and became a meme often used humorously or sarcastically to describe exaggerated outrage.
Yeah, all right. Oh, no, okay, right.
This dual usage, serious and trivial, created tension. On one hand, it increased awareness of mental health, which is always a wonderful thing, and on the other, it sometimes undermined the gravity of genuine emotional responses.
Yeah, I can see that. I was thinking, how do birds even start their nests? Wouldn't like the first stick get blown away?
Yes.
So what does it actually mean psychologically?
Well, to be triggered in the clinical sense isn't just being upset. It's a reaction that can feel immediate and overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
A sound, a smell, image or situation can activate the brain's threat system, sometimes bypassing rational thought. The body may respond with anxiety, panic,
Anger?
yeah, or even dissociation.
When I was 20, I could mix beer, wine and vodka. Now I can't put milk on my coffee without shitting myself.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Bob.
That's all right. Yeah, just a bit of free information there.
So, this happens because the brain is trying to protect you. It recognises something as similar to a past danger and reacts quickly, even if the current situation isn't harmful at all.
If I ever found a sleeping vampire, I wouldn't stake him through the heart.
No?
I'd draw a big willy on his forehead and permanent marker. You ever find out you can see his reflection in the mirror? Yeah.
So,
Why is it we mostly hear about the negatives?
well, I think it's pretty standard on this planet in spots. The negative framing comes from how intense and disruptive these reactions can be. Being triggered can interfere with daily life, relationships, and well-being.
One day I'll shut up, but not today though.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So it's often associated with trauma, anxiety disorders, or unresolved emotional wounds. Naturally, discussions focus on managing or avoiding triggers because they can feel really destabilising, and that's only a part of the story. The overlooked positives of being triggered, while uncomfortable, being triggered can also have constructive aspects if approached with awareness, kindness, and support.
Hey, don't mess with me. I'm a wooden spoon, lead paint, no bike helmet, pick up, bed riding, garden hose drinking survivor.
So we all are. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So the overlooked positives of being triggered.
Oh, yeah.
While uncomfortable, being triggered can also have constructive aspects if approached with awareness and support. It reveals what matters deeply. So triggers often point to unresolved experiences or core values.
Yes.
If something provokes a strong reaction, it's a signal sometimes that it connects to something meaningful, whether it's a past hurt, a belief, or even a boundary.
Aging is when your brain says we ride at dawn and your body replies, we absolutely do not.
Right.
Yeah.
So it creates opportunities for self-understanding. Instead of seeing triggers as purely negative, they can be treated as information. Asking, why did that affect me so strongly? Can lead to insight about your emotional patterns, history, and questions.
Yeah, asking yourself good questions is always a good thing.
It is, and it can guide healing.
Hey, when I feel stupid, I like to remind myself that I got my bachelor's degree without ChatGPT.
Go you!
Yeah, I know, right?
So, in therapeutic settings, triggers are sometimes used intentionally and safely to help people process past experiences. When revisited in a controlled way, they can lose their power over time.
We'd hope so.
Yes, so again, if approached with awareness and support, #triggered. It strengthens emotional regulation skills, so learning to navigate triggers through grounding techniques, reflection or support builds resilience.
I'm pretty sure my guardian angel just sits there watching me painting her nails, rolls her eyes and mutters under her breath, how did I get stuck with this one?
Lucky, I'd guess.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So over time, what once caused a strong reaction may become manageable.
Nice. I love that feeling of progress.
Yeah, me too. It can deepen empathy. Recognising your own triggers often makes you more aware that others have theirs too.
Yeah, right.
This can lead to more compassion in relationships and conversations. It's like out there when you meet, a person who is incredibly empathetic and so kind, and having further conversation with them, they always felt so not heard and were very aware that people weren't listening to them. So over time developed their own skills to be able to at least be able to help someone out there. And those people, I think, are just fantastic. They just have so much compassion, haven't been showed much in their own life, but are choosing to show others compassion. And I think it just makes for a better world, definitely. So this led to a fantastic conversation I had with this lady. So it's a more balanced perspective.
I'm a multitasker. I can listen, ignore, and forget all at the same time.
That's quite the skill set.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So being triggered isn't a flaw or weakness. It's a human response rooted in how our brains are wired to protect us. The key difference lies in what happens next. #triggered. If the reaction is ignored or misunderstood, it can feel overwhelming and negative. But if it's acknowledged and explored, it can become a pathway to growth.
Sometimes I wish I lacked common sense because they all seem so happy. Yeah.
So in that sense, triggers are less like random disruptions and more like signals. Something's uncomfortable, or you feel like you've missed a point, or that person hasn't quite said everything, you can detect it, or maybe potentially meaningful.
My patience is basically like a gift card. Not sure how much is left on it, but we can give it a try.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
No, nothing. So, the challenge isn't to eliminate them entirely, but to understand them well enough that they
Do our best.
yeah, we do our best, that they no longer control you.
If at first you don't succeed, then skydiving is not for you.
Very good point.
Yeah, that's what I reckon too.
So I knew someone, I'll call her Carol, who used to say the word triggered with a kind of reluctant precision, like she didn't want to exaggerate it, but she also couldn't soften it.
Oh, poor girl.
Yes, for her, being triggered wasn't just feeling uncomfortable, it was like a full body takeover,
Far out, Brussels sprout.
Yeah, it could happen anywhere, but certain environments were almost guaranteed, like crowded train stations, fluorescent lit offices, even the low hum of a supermarket refrigerator aisle. So to anyone else, those places are ordinary. To Carol, they were loaded, like something invisible in the air could flip a switch inside her.
I'm going to start telling people land your plane when they start talking in circles.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, land your plane.
So the first time I saw it happen, we were standing together in a busy cafe. Nothing particularly dramatic, just noise, people talking over each other, cups clattering, etc. Then I noticed her shoulders tighten. Her eyes stopped focusing on anything in particular.
So annoying when people use the wrong word and don't have the humidity to admit it.
Absolutely. Must have humidity.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
So later she explained it like this. When she was triggered, her brain stopped processing the present, her surroundings, and started predicting danger. Not logically, just sort of instinctively. Her chest would tighten, her hearing would sharpen in the wrong way, like every sound was too loud and too close, and she knew it, and her thoughts would fragment. Where's the exit? Why is it so loud? I need to leave. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Oh, that sounds really tough.
Yes, and so the thing about triggers, they don't announce themselves as memories, they show up as a reality.
Hey, one thing about me, I'm a find-outologist. I've got my PhD in find-outology.
Yeah, you're pretty good, I'll give you that.
Yeah, yes I am, yeah.
So for Carol, the triggers trace back to a period of her life she really talked about. High stress, constant unpredictability, never feeling fully safe.
Oh, that'd be hard.
Yeah. And so over time, her brain learned to associate certain environments, noise, crowd density, even lighting, with that same sense of threat.
My ex-wife just texted me, wish you were here. She does it every time she walks through a cemetery.
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, yeah. She is, yeah.
So years later, even in completely safe situations, her body would react as if it was back there again. And that's what being triggered looked like for her. Not weakness, not overreaction, simple. A learned survival response firing at the wrong time.
Oh, okay. Hey, what does it mean if holy water sizzles when it hits your skin? Just asking for a friend.
Yes, so what changed wasn't instant, and it definitely wasn't about just calming down. At first she tried avoidance, different routes, quieter places, working from home. It helped, but only up to a point.
I may not have lost all of my marbles just yet, but there is definitely a small hole in the bag.
Small bag in your hole there.
Yeah, shut up.
The world doesn't shrink just because your comfort zone does. The real shift started when she began to understand her triggers. Instead of fighting them blindly, she started small.
Excellent place to start always, yes.
Instead of avoiding the train station entirely, she'd go during off-peak hours, stand near the exit, give herself permission to leave at any moment. And that mattered. Having control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And when she felt that familiar surge, the tightening chest, the static in her thoughts, she didn't tell herself this is stupid anymore. That used to make it worse. Instead, she'd name it. I'm triggered, this is my body reacting, and I'm not in danger. It sounds simple, but for her, it was huge. It separated the feeling from the reality. She also learned grounding techniques, not the cliche kind, but ones she actually practiced until they worked. And she'd press her feet firmly into the ground, she'd say, and then she'd focus on physical sensations, count specific objects that she could see. It gave her brain something concrete to hold on to when everything, felt like it was slipping. And the biggest turning point, though, was when she stopped measuring success by not getting triggered. That was a losing game.
Yeah, it must have been hard.
Yeah. So instead, she measured it by what she did after the trigger hit. Could she stay 1 minute longer than the last time? Could she leave without feeling like she'd failed? So over time, something subtle but powerful happened. The triggers didn't disappear, but they lost authority. And I remember months later, we went back to that same crowded cafe, and it was noisy, chaotic, exactly the kind of place that used to overwhelm her. And she paused when we walked in, and I could see the flicker of it. The old reaction was still there, but this time she took a slow breath. She scanned the room and said almost casually, "Let's grab a table near the door." No panic, no rush to escape, just awareness and an adjustment. And that's how she overcame it, not by erasing the triggers, but by changing her relationship to them. She once told me being triggered used to feel like I was losing control. Now it just feels like a signal, and signals don't have to decide what I do.
Oh, so good.
Absolutely. Hashtag triggered. And that's what stayed with me, because for Carol, triggered stopped meaning overwhelmed and helpless and started meaning something in me is reacting and I know how to respond.
Sometimes the thoughts in my head get bored and then they go for a stroll straight through my mouth, and this is really a good thing.
You think? So triggers are often talked about in a negative light, usually associated with stress, anxiety, or emotional discomfort. But in reality, triggers are simply signals, cues that connect our present experiences with past memories, emotions, or learned behaviours.
I'm the friend you can cancel on, so I didn't want to go anyway.
I know your sort.
Yeah, it's all right.
So when understood and used intentionally, triggers can become powerful tools for growth, motivation, and self-awareness.
Is there a polite way to ask a co-worker if their parents are a cousin?
Okay, Uncle Cletus, that's enough.
Yeah.
At their core, triggers help us recognise what matters to us. A certain song might spark motivation, a familiar scent might bring comfort, or a specific environment might enhance focus.
I would love to unclench my jaw just one day.
Yeah, I can get a ETA on this. Too shall pass. These positive triggers can be consciously cultivated to support productivity, creativity, and emotional well-being.
How so? Well,
for example, many people use rituals like listening to music before working or exercising to activate a mindset that prepares them for
success?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, righto.
Triggers also play a crucial role in habit formation.
Hold my halo. I'm about to do unto others as they've done to me.
So, according to behavioural science, habits are built through a loop: cue, routine, and reward. The trigger or cue is what starts the behaviour by designing intentional triggers, such as placing a book on your pillow to encourage nighttime reading or setting a reminder to stretch. You make it easier to adopt and maintain positive habits over time.
I like to leave positive intention and notes on my fridge, yeah.
That's always a good idea too. In emotional development, triggers can serve as valuable feedback. Instead of avoiding them, reflecting on what triggers certain reactions can lead to a deeper self-understanding.
The fact that I procrastinate and still get the job done is the reason that I still procrastinate.
I think it's called vamping. So, hashtag triggered. This awareness allows individuals to respond more thoughtfully rather than react automatically, strengthening emotional intelligence and resilience.
The old resilience trick. So,
in professional and creative settings, triggers can enhance performance. Athletes, performers and leaders often rely on special cues like a phrase, a gesture or routine to enter a focused, high-performing state.
I'm at a weird age in life where old people think I'm young and young people think that I'm old.
That's no good, is it? Although we are about the same age.
Yeah.
So these mental triggers may help reduce hesitation and build confidence by signalling the brain that it's time to perform.
Okay, yeah.
Ultimately, triggers are not inherently good or bad. They are tools, and by recognising and shaping them in positive ways, we can create environments and routines that support our goals, improve our mindset.
So important.
It is, and help us navigate life more intentionally.
I had a really rough Friday today because I kept on realising it was Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that can be a bit rough. I had Wednesday twice one week.
Oh, the worst.
So we all carry triggers, moments, memories, or patterns that can pull us backward just when we're trying to move forward. They can feel automatic, almost outside our control.
And I like the question, are you home? Please elaborate so I can decide if in fact I am home.
But the truth is, we are not powerless in the face of them. With awareness and intention, we can learn to recognise these triggers, understand where they come from, and choose how we respond instead of reacting on impulse.
It's me and my 4 hours of sleep against the world.
Yes, could feel like that.
It does.
Overcoming what holds us back doesn't happen overnight. It starts with self-education, the willingness to learn about our own thoughts, behaviours and emotional patterns.
People ask what I like to do for fun. I enjoy iced coffee, looking slightly homeless, being in bed by 9 p.m. and cancelled plans.
That's me, except 8 p.m. Hashtag triggered. So, when we take time to understand ourselves, we begin to see that our reactions are not fixed. They are learned, and that means they can be reshaped.
If I ever say, do you want me to be honest? Say no.
Oh, I know. Fair. Knowledge becomes a tool giving us the ability to pause, reflect, and make better choices aligned with who we want to become. Each small step forward matters. Even noticing a trigger before it takes over is progress.
Hey, if you say you're too full to get ice cream after eating dinner, you are weak and natural selection is coming for you.
Yeah, and if you eat dessert first, well, you're just a problem solver.
Yeah, that's me too.
Choosing a different response, no matter how small, is growth. And with each step, we build confidence, not because everything is suddenly easy, but because we are proving to ourselves that change is possible.
That's right, change is possible.
It is, it absolutely is. And that's where courage and determination come in. Courage is facing the discomfort of change and doing it anyway.
Yeah, right.
Determination is continuing the effort even when it feels slow or difficult. Together they create momentum. They turn self-awareness into action and action into transformation.
Oh, likey.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing to witness within yourself and others.
What is?
Transformation.
Oh, yeah, it is. You could try being nicer, true, but I could also be a lot meaner, so maybe appreciate the balance.
Yes, one should always strive for balance.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So feeling good about progress is never about perfection. It's about movement. It's about doing something. It's about recognising that you are no longer standing still, that you are actively shaping your path, and that in itself is powerful.
Yeah, it is. Self-development is a time thing.
Absolutely. It doesn't look like a sudden breakthrough. It's quieter than that, more deliberate, more aware.
Aware, yes.
Like walking a road you've travelled before, but this time noticing where your feet land, choosing each step instead of drifting through it.
There we go. There's another one for you.
Thank you. So, when you're actively shaping your path, there's a kind of tension in the air, not heavy, but alive.
Oh, geez, it sounds a bit intoxicating.
Yeah, you pause where you used to react. The old triggers still show up, familiar as echoes, but they don't grip you the same way.
Yeah.
You see them coming.
Yeah, you do.
Almost like weather rolling in, and instead of bracing blindly, you adjust. You decide.
You need therapy? No, I need chips and guac, caffeine and most people just to leave me the heck alone.
As long as you know what you need.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I know you do. You let some storms pass without stepping into them. There's power in that pause. Putting triggers into perspective feels like widening the frame.
Some people are like slinkies, not really good for much, but bring a smile to your face when they're pushed down the stairs. Yeah.
So, you realise not everything that pulls at you deserves your energy. Not every thought needs to be believed. Not every emotion needs to be followed. Progress doesn't always announce itself loudly, does it? It's sometimes just the absence of old patterns.
Yeah, the absence of old patterns, that's right.
It feels like movement, not chaotic or rushed, but intentional, like you're no longer being carried by whatever comes your way, but quietly, steadily steering. And that's the end of our triggered episode. I sincerely hope it was of some kind of thought-provoking thoughts for you.
Thought-provoking thoughts, that's right. That's right, it's what it is, isn't it?
Yes. So I'm both pleased and grateful.
Hey, today I ordered cake for lunch, nothing else, just cake, because I had a bad day and I have adult money, so I have zero regrets.
Go you, Bobby boy.
Yeah.
So thank you, Marble Dwellers, for joining us today. Until next week, we bid you farewell.
Goodbye.
What a lovely day to wing it and hope for the best, yes. So say good day to the family for me, give the spaniel a bath, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then, bye.
Bye.